Hey, what is up, guys? Ghost Gaming here, and today, this is part 5, I believe, or part 4. Whatever part this is, I kind of lost track now. In part 1 and 2, we did Batman. In part 3, yeah, so this is part 4. In part 3, we did majority of Catwoman. We did her hand right here, and we did most of her face down to her neck. Now, what I'm going to be focusing on here is the lenses, the ears, and if you guys can't see it, the back of the neck right here. So, I'm going to try to get to the lenses real quick, because that's going to be the hardest part. So these lenses, something that you need to take in mind with the lenses is that they are a reflective surface. Now, reflective surfaces in comic books are warped. You don't see yourself perfectly in them. So with Batman over here, you see his ears and they're warped like that. That's good, especially because they're kind of domed too. So this is going to be something that you need to take into account if you're going to try to redraw this, like how I am redrawing it from Jim Lee. And so notice that how this is drawn, it doesn't make sense, but when it's filled in with black, it will make sense. So just keep that in mind. Just keep the shapes and keep the kind of value in mind when you're inking, because if you don't, you're gonna not remember what is black and what is white, or what is crosshatched or what is not crosshatched. So I'm gonna flip this around so I can kind of work on this a little bit better. Now, if you're drawing, don't be afraid to flip your drawing around. Make sure it is kind of symmetrical. Now, see, I messed up here. I'm just going to go in with whiteout later and just kind of curve that out perfectly. So how I'm going to do that is through there. So drawing circles is very difficult one-handed. It's very difficult, especially if you don't really know how to draw behind a camera, which sucks. But in the next part, when I get to inking, if I don't finish it within that time period, because I try to make every video at least 15 minutes long, and that way I don't bore you guys with like a 20-minute video of me outlining just two characters. Now, like I said in my previous video, I am used to drawing with my clipboard in my lap, not with it on the desk, and not with a camera behind it. So I kinda gotta apologize for any mistakes that I make. And so, I hate the clipboard sometimes. Alright, so back to this part right here. So I'm going to flip this back around so you can see kind of what I did. So I just did the outlining of that. Hold up, Chad's blocking this. Alright, so just did the outlining of that and that over there. Now I'm going to do the inside of the lens. Now you can see it kind of looks like the head of Batman over there. And it's because it is. You know, this lens you're going to want to keep white for the majority of the part. This part in here is going to be all black because it shows a person there, and there's a light coming down this way. So again, just some of your basic outlining, nothing too in-depth here. You know, you just want to outline. That's all you want to do. Now, if I end up helping people by explaining some of these tricks that you can do to make a drawing look better, because, like, you know, you give a horse. Alright, so you give a person a pen and you tell them to draw a horse perfectly verbatim. They're not going to know how to draw a horse unless they know the anatomy for it. Same thing with comic books and people. You need to know the anatomy for it. And the tricks that I tell you, if you don't know that anatomy, you're not going to draw it verbatim. So, you're just going to want to go in here, do that. And I did release a video where, a long time ago, I think I took it down though because it was copyrighted, because it had music in it. It was like Dark Knight music or some BS like that. It was the drawing of the Arkham Knight Red Hood, and it was when he had, like, you know that scene where he shot Batman's, like, restraints when Scarecrow was about to inject him, like, for a fourth time, I believe, or a third time. And he just shot the... Well, no, he was about to shoot... Alright, Scarecrow was about to shoot the gun, and so Red Hood shot the gun out of Scarecrow's hand and then shot the restraints. And then when Scarecrow went to inject him, Batman grabbed him. Anyway, I drew that style of Red Hood in the classic, like, Arkham Knight pose. So, just so you guys know. Okay. So, this is just kind of to represent hair a little bit and break up the whole kind of, like, hair sculpt. Well, not really sculpt, but, I mean, you guys get what I mean. Okay, so... If you're wondering what type of paper I'm using just basic old copy paper. It's not really the best paper in the world, but it's all that I can afford if I want to get good art pens, so... I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Now, like, for anybody who's gonna ask in the comments, like, can I use a Sharpie to ink? No, you cannot. You shouldn't use a Sharpie. You should really invest in some, like, Pigma pens, like Micron, because they use a type of ink that is more, instead of purplish hue, it's more of a blue hue, and it's darkened down, so to the naked eye it looks pure black unless it's in sunlight. With Sharpie, it's almost similar, but if it's in direct sunlight, it's a purple instead of a black. And that's the difference. Even with the outliners, it's still purple, because they use a purple pigment instead of a base blue pigment, and then they water it down and then they add black pigment to it. Now, if you're wondering what this is, hold up, right here, what I'm working on, I don't know if you guys could see any of that, but I kind of just worked from the neck right there to right there, and did some of that right there. So, this is just standard, you know. Well, I'm almost done with Catwoman. Alright. This is just your standard outlining, and then I'll show you a little bit of cross-hatching afterwards. So this part right here is going to have my stars in it. And then this right here is going to have that. Now, I need to move that up a little bit so I can just kind of work with it a little bit. And alright, so right here you're going to want to add some lines like that. This part's fine. This part's fine. It's when you get to right here, you're going to want to try to go and do that. And then from right here, you're just going to want to do your outlining. Well, not outlining, but you're going to want to add some cross-hatching right here. Just your basic one lines going all the way down. Try to keep them close but yet far, you know. You know, you kind of want to make it look a little bit neat, but not too neat, you know, because you're trying to convey a shadow. You're not trying to make it look like it's part of the suit. And so this part right here, that part right there. Okay, and I believe all I need to do right here is that. And so Catwoman and Batman are done outlined. So they're fully outlined except for right about there. Hold on, let me get my reference image real quick. I'll see if I need to add some cross-hatching there or not. That doesn't help. Alright, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of cross-hatching right here. You know, nothing too bad. You know, just in there. Trying to give a little bit of a shadow right here. And that's gonna be there. And then a little bit right there. There we go. Alright. Now it looks a little bit better to me. Okay, so this has been Ghost Gaming signing off. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see a part 5, let me know down below. I'll probably just do it anyway. And the next part is the fun part. We're going to be using the Copic sketch along with this and this to complete the entire piece in a reasonable amount of time. There may be a part 6, but we're going to go back to just doing Batman, and we're going to get everything done. So please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.